Good morning. Welcome. You are here. It's Thursday, the 25th. I am Toni Tessler, ToniStamps, and I'm going to show you some stuff with using the Gilded Leafing today. Let me just find where I'm going. It's always a trick to see if my video will pop up and let me know that I'm here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Play. Okay, looks good. So, say hi when you're here. If you're live, that'll let me know that these comments are working. And if you're watching replay, do hashtag replay, whether you're on YouTube or if you're watching it on Facebook later. I appreciate just figuring out when people are watching and where they're watching. So like I said, Toni Tessler, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If there's anything I can ever help you with, just let me know. I've got my website here. I also have my blog is tonistamps.blogspot.com. I've got some more ideas over there. I try to post things at least once a week, maybe twice, but it's all dependent on time, you know. So like I said, today I want to do some, I want to use the Gilded Leafing. And disclosure, I have not used these before because I just thought it was messy and it goes everywhere. And that is true, but it's a cool look. It's similar. It looks similar to embossing, but a little duller, maybe not duller, like textured, more textured. Embossing gives you a smooth gold finish or metallic finish, whatever you're embossing with. This looks textured, so I like it. But before we get into that, let's look at mail that I got this week. And it was slim pickings on the cards. But I got this Valentine's from my friend down in Florida, and I mean, it's not stamped, but it's just cute. And I think it's just funny, the turtle, the slow mail, like, I bet they're making a killing selling these cards. And that actually only took about 2 weeks to get here, so I don't think that's bad. But I like it. Thanks, Yogi. So my other mail is, I'm just saving these envelopes. I've been on a kick looking at, I like journals, making little journals and junk journals and little scrapbooks and all that. And I'm trying to get more into the stuff that you put inside of it. Because I'll tell you, I have a class planned. My April class is going to be making a file folder folio. So it's basically you take a file folder, do some folding and cutting, and then that's the base for a junk journal or an album, like a mini scrapbook album or something, whatever you want. But plenty of people use these envelopes, and then with this clear part, you can tuck stuff in there and see it. So this week, like through all literally the junk mail that we got and other stuff, and this is a good one because it was new, like it was from the car payment that we don't mail in. So I'm going to save these. And Peggy, you're probably going to be proud of me. Like, I'm going to make a pile, and I want to try to use these. So, and this one I thought was really good, because this is a big one. This is, I'd have to make like a really big page for this. 6 by, or maybe cut it down, 6 by 9.5. So I thought that was a very interesting size. So more on that, but that's my happy mail. Now, let's get to this for today. First off, we are in the home stretch for Celebration, and my February workshop, actually. February Hostess Code and Celebration ends on Sunday. Celebration, you can order through like midnight, probably Mountain Time, because that's where Stampin' Up! Is. But I'm closing this out at 9 p.m. on Sunday. So if you want to take advantage of that and get a free ink pad by using this host code, $50 or more, you'll get a celebration item and the make and take kit for the workshop, and an ink pad, classic ink pad. You tell me what color you want, and then I'm going to close that out Sunday, and then, you know, after I get the stuff, then I mail it all back out. So last call for celebration stuff. Now, going along with that, our own stamper Leslie was so gracious and sent me a box of stamps, and one has a punch in it, to give away. And one is this celebration set. So if you don't already have this Heal Your Heart, this is a really good one. I think it's useful for a lot of occasions, like not just, you know, sympathy, but sorry for your loss, thank you, just, you know, we're in this together. I think this is an overall great set. So if you want a chance to win this, I'm giving this away. I'll pay the shipping on it. It's got to be US only. I'm not going to ship to Canada or anywhere else. And that's only because I can't track it. Like, I don't want it to get lost, and then what am I going to do? So US only. To win this, I'm going to, let me write it in a different color. Let's go with red. Excuse me. So we'll say Leslie's celebration gift. So I want you to comment, and either on Facebook or YouTube, doesn't matter. YouTube, just say, thank you, Leslie. All right, and do that by Sunday, and we'll stick with the 9 p.m. By Sunday, 9 p.m. And then I will do a drawing. So I'll pick all the names. I'll grab up all the names from the comments and put them into one of those wheels that we do. You can do it. You know, it picks a random picker, and then we'll find out who's going to win. So if you don't have this already and you want it, this is a good chance to get it. If you don't just want to, you know, get your own. So I love it, and thanks again, Leslie. This is so awesome. I'm going to use your other stuff as part of probably giveaways. I'll probably include those with my retirement workshop. How I give everybody, every year when I do a retirement workshop, I clean out all my samples from the past year, and then everybody gets a bag of samples. So this year, they may also get a stamp set. Of course, it'll be while supplies last. But more on that later. So comment either YouTube or Facebook, hashtag thank you, Leslie, and you'll be entered. Oh, hey, Leslie, you are here. That's awesome. Then you'll be entered to win this, and we'll do the drawing Sunday night. So thank you. That is awesome. Okay, so Gilded Leafing. This is the container that it comes in, and it is, where does it say how many? I don't know if it says how many ounces. There's a whole lot of stuff in different languages. It's a lot of stuff, but the problem is once you open it, it's kind of like a can of worms, like, you know, the clown or the magician stuff. Like, you can't really get this back in. So I put this in a container, and it wants to fly around a lot. So you don't want to put something in like a Tupperware and where you burp it, because that will like burp it right out. I think you just want to be careful when you're using this. It is, I mean, it's like gold metallic. It's very thin paper, it feels like, but it's some kind of metallic. The general principle, I'm going to show you 3 different ways to use it today. The general idea behind it is you need something sticky for this to attach to. So I'm going to show you using heat and stick powder, which is a new item in the mini catalog, but we had this with Stampin' Up! Years ago. We used to use this with glitter. Like if you wanted something to be all glittery, like a solid flower image or something. It's interesting. But mine was probably 15 years old, and I threw it away because it got all clumped up. So I just got a new one last month. And it's just white powder. It doesn't quite look like embossing powder. I mean, it looks like it because it's powder. But when you spin it around, like, it's got a different weight to it. It's a lot lighter, and it's got a smell to it. So it smells like there's something gluey in there. And that's what it is powder glue, really. So let me put this off to the side. Hi, Vicky. Thanks for being here. I'll just go over this real quick. Since you just popped on, we're giving away this Heal Your Heart celebration set that Leslie donated. So for everybody that comments either on Facebook or YouTube, comment hashtag thank you Leslie. I'm going to put everybody's name in and do a drawing Sunday. And I just said at PM. That's at 9 PM when I close the workshop. So do it later, do it whenever, or not if you want. But if you want a chance to win this, that's that. All right, so Gilded Leafing. The first way I'm going to show you is with the heat and stick powder, like I said. And I'm using all celebration stuff for... I had planned it for all 3 cards, but I think it'll just be like the first 2. So for this one, I'm using the Touch of Ink stamp set. And we're using this flower here, the outline, and then the overlay, the color, the fill-in color. So let me just put that out of the way. And I've got the painted texture embossed background, and then these were strips of the Flowers and Fields designer paper. This is a celebration item also. So, and I had these little strips left, so perfect for this card design. Sorry, more coffee. So since this is a 2-step stamp, I actually made it like a 3-step. I stamped it in black first, then I stamped the red, then I went back over it and with Versamark and this, the heat and stick powder. I didn't quite like how much the gold like covered up all the red. So then I went back over, like I couldn't see any black in it from the outline. So then I stamped it again in the black. So we're going to do that again, same thing. And then I finished it with some gilded gems. But I like these, I like the red and the Bumblebee together. I think that's nice. Okay. And this, I'm going to show you on black how to use the heat and stick because you know how when you do regular embossing powder, you know, you heat your gun up for a bit and then you go at it and it takes for a minute to get started and then it'll turn and it melts. Well, this heat and stick powder, it goes like that. It is so quick and it's hard to see when you're using a light colored paper because like especially, you know, white powder on white cardstock or white powder on vanilla cardstock, really hard to see. But I'm hoping that the camera will catch this against the black so you can see exactly. But so let's do, I want to do our stamping first because the ink, I found out the hard way, the inks take a bit to dry and I thought this was dry and it wasn't. So my heat and stick stuck to everything, not just the Versamark image. So I wasn't really a fan of that, but I may stamp over this again in black like I did this one and that may fix it. But I like it. It's kind of like metallic, like rusted out or something. It's more of a, you know, it's a different finish than a shiny embossing. But let's get to it. So we've got our piece that we're going to stamp on. This is cut from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. And actually, let me just, we want to do our stamping first. So I'm going to use the VersaFine. Oh, and this container, I will probably like wipe it out and use it for something else. But I'll never get the Gilded Leafing back in here. Like once I put it in my container, that's it. All right, so I'm going to start with the outline image. And like I said, I'm using my VersaFine. I just wanted like a real dark, crisp black. I'm going to hold that there for a minute, and then I do have to clean it. And this is going to take, this ink, you got to let it sit for just a little bit. And I do need to pull this closer so I can see. I do kind of want it straight if I can get it. All right, so I'm going to let that sit for just a second while I come over here and clean this. and get some of these other things out of the way. All right, and I'm going to use that again later. Now, I'll tell you, I re-inked all my ink pads on Sunday, and very juicy pads are not friends with when you've got these distinctive stamps that, you know, they've got all this detail like carved out of them. So I'm going to have to stamp off with my Real Red, and I'll show you. So if you can see like that, it's all in the nooks and crannies. I mean, that's fine enough, but I just want it to be a little lighter anyway. But yeah, I've been saying for months, like, oh, I gotta re-ink that pad, I gotta re-ink that pad. Well, I finally did it. I sat here, I had Crafty Zoom, and, which by the way, I'm gonna try to do those every month. I think we had 6 people, and it was I mean, it's always a good time. We just sit there and talk, and we're working on whatever we're all doing individually. I worked on my paper pumpkin kits for this month. I really like that kit. And then I sat here and re-inked my ink pads. And how did I get that on me? Yikes. Alright, so let me see. I don't think this is dry yet because I can see little bits. I really do want to let this sit. Actually, let me bring in my heat blaster. All right. I love this VersaFine ink, but it does take a little bit to dry. And now that's poking up. All right. I'm just trying to eyeball and see if I see any like wet spots, and I don't. So, okay. So same technique as embossing powder. You want to go over with your embossing buddy first. And actually, I'm going to do one over here too. Then we want to stamp in Versamark. And I'm going to use the same image. So let me put that here. I want to offset it a little bit. So I'm not going to go directly on top of the black that I already stamped. I want to line it up that way and then just move it over a hair. You know, just so it's offset a little bit. So it'll give us kind of like a gold outline if this all works out. So far, the heat and stick honestly is not my favorite thing. I think I just have to use it more. But I like the idea that I could stamp something maybe solid, like a solid image, and have it all colored, or I just have to play with it more. All right, so we've got that. I need a piece of paper to catch stuff so I can funnel all this stuff back in. Okay, let's hit this first. It kind of feels and looks like a cross between salt and maybe confectioner's sugar. Now, don't worry about this, all this bit that's on the sides here. Like, that's from our embossing buddy. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing here, but it's going to be hard to see because, again, you know, we're doing it's white powder on white paper. Very hard to see. And I can tell already, so it looks cloudy over here. That means it caught some of those words, so maybe that wasn't quite dry. Can you see the outline? Like right here and over here. So you can see it's kind of offset. It is tricky to see. All right, my phone's ringing. I hope that's not my husband again. Oh, tell you, CVS called. His doctor called in something that he's not gonna take. And CVS calls every day. come pick this up. Come pick this up. And we even went in the other day and said, send it back. We're not going to use it. And the lady said, oh, okay, I'll take you off the notice so you don't get the phone calls. Lies. All right, so we've got it stamped, powdered up. Now I'm going to heat my embossing gun. So that will be a little loud for a minute. I got to heat this up for maybe 30 seconds. And then I'll go this one first, and I'll try to catch at the light so you can see, but we'll see. Okay, gonna try it. Did you see how quickly that like went clear? That's how quick it cooks. Like it's a very thin layer. And as I'm looking at it, like it doesn't look like there's a whole lot there. So it's just, I mean, it just goes so quick. All right, let's try this one. I doubt you'll be able to see anything on this one, but I'm going to try to angle it anyway. All right, I saw a little bit. You can see that it's, you can see a little shine. At least I can in real life. I know that sucks for you guys. All right, my handy dandy coffee filter, which I may need to get a new one. Oh wait, no, I just needed that for the powder. Now I need my paper again. So you want something to collect your, the flakes on. Because we're going to try to funnel them back in, obviously, or poke them back in. So, like I said, open this container. Don't do any burping on it. Let me move this over here. So what we want to do is take, these are like little thin paper pieces or foil bits. It's like very thin tin foil. That's what it feels like anyway. And we just want to lay it on and rub it on the glue. So, like I said at the beginning, the premise with the gilded flaking is, or gilded leafing, is you need something for it to stick to. So in this case, we're using the heat and stick powder, and then we just keep rubbing it. And do you see how the image is coming through, like just from rubbing it in, like. And I am pushing down pretty firmly because I want to get it all in there. All right, now if there's any, like all these little crumbs, you can try to put it back in there, but it does kind of fly everywhere, all over the place. And then I'm going to go in with like a firm kind of brush. Like this is probably a children's paintbrush. I've had this for years. Plastic bristles, like this is not anything fancy, but the bristles are kind of like tough. So I do some pouncing. At this point, I'm just trying to get rid of any excess. Okay. Then what I have just found, and I'll probably have to get another one of these microfiber cloths and have it be just for my gilded flaking. So I just want to like burnish over it again with this, and that will also pick up any extra bits. And I like it. It's definitely different. I just know the camera doesn't really pick it up well. Embossing powder is generally a shiny, smooth finish, depending, mostly. They have some with glitter. This is, it just looks more textured, but it feels smooth. So it's different. I like it. All right, now we'll do this one. And same thing, I'm just going to grab some pieces of this, lay it on, and I'm trying to like lay it on where I know the glue is, the heat and stick powder. Okay, this is probably a ton. And I like that the little crumbs, you can always use them, every little bit. So now I'm just like running my finger in here and pick that up. And then I'm using that. And that's an eyelash or something. So I kind of like that there's no waste really, because all these, whatever comes off of here, then I'm going to put back in the container. All right, now I can tell already either my ink wasn't as dry as I thought, which is definitely, I think that's the case. So this gold stuck to more than just the outline. And that's what I found with the other ones I did too. I just, even though I hit it with the my dryer. Okay. So, not a fan of that, but this is why I came back in and stamped black over it anyway. Okay, I'm just going to go with it for now. I think I just have to find different stamps to use. Maybe this was a poor stamping choice. All right, let me get rid of this. I'm just going to go with it. So again, we're going to bring in the VersaFine. And I'm going to stamp right over top of it. And I'm going to try to land where I stamped before. Now I'm using, so the VersaFine, since I'm stamping basically on a non-porous surface, this is going to dry. It's just going to take a while. If you were using Memento ink, that's a water-based ink. You would not be able to stamp on top of this stuff and have it dry. It just wouldn't dry. It would bead up, just like stamping on maybe foil paper or something. You know, you need maybe a permanent ink, not a water-based. Okay, clean, clean, clean. And I just realized it's 11:30. I did not want to take half an hour for one card, but it is what it is. All right, so that's gonna dry. Let's do card assembly now. And actually that can sit there and dry for a minute. So we've got our basic black, 5.5 by 8.5. Can you see how the flakes get everywhere? Like it's showing up, it's all over my cardstock. All right, real red layer. This is 4 by 5.25. And I ran this through with the painted texture embossing folder, which I really love. Ooh, which side do I want? Actually, I'm going to use this side. Just a little bit of liquid glue, because I like using that when we've embossed a piece. It gets all in the nooks and crannies and really helps it stick down. Okay. You know, I keep forgetting the last couple weeks to send out my reminder that I will be going live, and I really need to put that on my calendar because I forgot again this week. And that is disappointing for me to not do that. All right, a little bit of glue. Again, thin layer. I'm going to drag it this way. And I'm just eyeballing, just try to get it straight and hold that here for a sec. Now the reason I did the this piece as the Bumblebee polka dots and the flowers down here was because of the strip of paper that I had left, the direction of the flowers. That's the only way. Otherwise I could have flipped them if the flowers were going up that way. That was the only reason I decided to go with that. All right, and putting that down here. And I put this far down. I'm just looking for the same size border here and here. And it's just got to be close. I'm just eyeballing it. All right, let me hold this for a minute. Then I've got a piece of white that is 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to put that on the inside. Oh, and actually I should tell you these measurements. Oof. I just dropped my sanding block right in my coffee. Gross. I'm still going to drink it. I've had this thing for a really long time. Polar bear. I think I got this at a crop maybe 15 years ago or so. I haven't been able to find those anymore. Okay. So this strip, let's say 1.5 inch wide. And like I said, I used this just because I had enough of it left. And I don't keep every scrap, but if I can make something with it, I would totally do that. All right, let's take this. And inside, all right. Then I want to add a little knot of the Bumblebee gingham. So I'll tie that. And if you want to do a bow, you could do a bow. It's totally up to you. A little trim there. And there. And I think we've got to stick this on, so I hope that's dry. I mean, it kind of looks a mess, but I like it. It definitely looks like there's too much gold there. But in the end, yeah, I like it. Okay, so let's add some dimensionals. And I'm going to try to be careful that I don't smear this paper, move it around, because I really don't think that ink is dry entirely. So I don't want to drag it. Okay. Okay, it looks like, oh, see that? So that meant it wasn't quite dry. But at least it didn't smear here, so that's fine. All right, and then this, I want it right in the corner. And that's just a design choice that I think I like how it looks. If I had it here, I mean, that looks okay too, with this border, but I just like how it looks more uniform down here. All right, and then we will stick this on with a glue dot, which we're right here. Teeny tiny little knot. And I'm putting that right there, like right at the base. And then I wanted to bring out, play more on the gold, so that's why I finished it with some gilded gems. At first I thought I would use some of the black matted, the black dots. And those would look nice against the red and over here, but I just really wanted to play on that gold. I thought it looked better, so I want to do a big one right down here. That will still show up, and then we'll do a medium. I like that there's 3 different sizes in this. A medium over here and a small one up there. Oop, and then these are stuck, trying to get these back in a package, of course. All right, so that's our first one where we used heat and stick powder. And I will admit, I have to play with this heat and stick powder some more. It does have its uses, and there's plenty of people that have made much cooler stuff. But I like this. In the end, I like it. Okay. So, moving on. Put these out of the way. So I'm still using the touch of ink on this one. This time I'm going to use the outlines of the butterfly and the leaves. All right, let me put this away. And this is a no layer card. So it's just a card base. This is the thick, very vanilla. In this case, when we do the gilded leafing, remember I said there's plenty of ways to use it, but you have to have something sticky. So in this case, we're using glue dots. And I'm just going to stick the glue dots down here on this crumb cake. And you could make like a more random pattern or a more uniform. I was just trying to get them on there. But I like it very simple, so no layer. And this is the thick. But I like that. I like this bit. I do like the glue dots on there. All right, so our only paper is the thick vanilla, 5.5 by 8.5. Fold that in half. And then this crumb cake is 5.5 by, oh dang it, I hit that again. That's a bad spot for my ruler or something. 1 inch, so 1 inch by 5.5 inch. So let me do the stamping first, and then I will attach the glue dots. So I'm starting with the soft seafoam. Oh, look at that. That must have been ink left over from that. All right, we're gonna have to go with it. Maybe I'll put the, maybe I'll do the butterfly over there this time and do the leaves from this side, and then it'll kind of blend in. I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Okay, whoopsie. Soft seafoam. So I originally wanted to do this in like pear pizzazz, but like I said, I re-inked all my ink pads, and the pear pizzazz was really dark. And even this soft seafoam, this is usually lighter, but it's gonna work out. It's gonna be just fine. So I'm just doing the leaves because this is gonna come like right here. So maybe I need one more leaf there. And it's okay if they overlap because again, like we're gonna cover that up. All right, that's gonna work. And then I'm gonna have the ribbon. Okay, so soft seafoam with the leaves. And I do want to put these away while I go. Then the butterfly we're going to do in early espresso. And I don't know if butterflies really are brown. This just works for my color scheme. I could have done black, but I didn't want to. So, all right, early espresso. Again, very juicy. Oh, look, it seems like there's something. Oh, there's a gilded flake stuck right there on my stamp. And then it's on my ink pad. Okay, let me wipe this off. I got to try to get this up. I don't want that to come up on anything else. Okay. Shoo. I wondered what, I kept seeing that in the corner of my eye. All right, so let's put this guy here. All right, I'm happy with that. That's going to work. That is covering it up. And then we will put the hello friend. I do still want that kind of over here because over here I feel it's just too much brown. It would be brown here, brown here. See on the sample it's kind of broken up. So I could, nope. All right, I'm going to stamp it off. So it's just a little bit lighter. Okay. That makes me happy. Little design change. Got to go with the flow. So how did everybody like yesterday, if you're here in Maryland, being like 60 degrees? That was pretty awesome. All right, I feel like something got stuck. Like I should reload, but I think it's still going. All right, now to attach the glue dots. This took some, normally I like to, when I use my glue dots, I peel it back and I just put my paper right to the glue dot. And be careful, sometimes they're sticky, stickier than you would think. Man, that doesn't want to come off. Of course it doesn't. That's just this kind of day. Okay. For this though, I'm still doing this, peeling it back, and then I'm just eyeballing, like leaning over, really pushing it down, and then rolling it up. So it's the same principle as doing the paper, taking the paper to the glue dot. But in this case, since they're really sticky, that's probably why I decided to do that. I'm taking the glue dot to the paper, and then I can really push on it. The only thing that makes it hard with this is I couldn't get like an exactly perfect pattern. So that's why I said, you know, you can make yours more random. More random would probably be good. Normally I would say put some of these dots, like hang them off the side. But since they're glue dots, not just a stamp, I don't really want to do that. All right. And I'm just going to do this whole strip. That felt like it wanted to, oof. I don't want it to stick down. Jeez. All right, glue dot, glue dot. You know, I think you could do the same glue dot technique with regular embossing powder. You would just have to be careful when you were cooking it that like it didn't start to smoke and maybe catch on fire or something. You just have to be careful. But I've done that. I've embossed where I'll use the glue pens that we used to have these, and I would write like my name and put embossing powder on it. Oh, and this is another way that you can use it with the gilded flakes is the two-way glue pen and let it dry overnight. Or you can use the regular or multi-purpose glue. But that's for another time. Okay, so I've got my dots. And let's bring my paper back in. And now we're going to add our gilded leafing. Ooh, that's a nice big piece. Okay. Kind of messy. All right, and now I'm just going to burnish them with my finger, burnish that leafing right on the glue dots. This one's more of an instant gratification way. Whereas with the heat and stick powder, that was really a lot of extra work. I like this. And actually, I like the third way even better. Okay. I like it. You know, I probably should have started with this one, right? All right, now I'm going to get as much of this back in the container as I can. It really wants to stick to me. Okay. And we're not done with that yet. All right, so again, I still want to take my microfiber and get some of these extra bits that are hanging around the edges. I want to clean that up. And I'm not really pressing this like so hard, but you know, enough to clean it up. All right, I like it. Oops, do you see that flew in from nowhere? Let's bring our cards back. So in this one, I'm adding a little bit of this fine art ribbon, and this is cool. It's like the embroidered ribbon that we had in the fall catalog, but it's a little bit thinner, and it has gold threading all through it. So that makes it a little bit more interesting, I think. So I want to take a piece like that. Now this time I want to use you want some kind of strong adhesive. And I just wanted to fray the ends a little bit. And I'm just pulling them. Just to make it, just give it a little different look. So I'm going to sit it like here. I'm going to put some of this sticky strip right along the tippy top. And I just need a piece like that. If you had the score tape or the tear-in tape, that would work too. I have this and I like it. I did finally get some of the tear-in tape, and actually we're going to do that in the next card. Oh, sorry, I feel like I gotta blow my nose, but hopefully I can hold out. All week it's been runny. All right, now I just want to catch this a little bit, just the edge, because I want most of the ribbon to still be poking out. I like that. And actually I'm going to cut that off. That was a little longer than I expected. And then do a little bit of the pulling again. And then we're just going to tape this on. I like it simple enough. And I like that it's like a no layer card. And then that whoopsie spot, that blends right in. So let me go with my fast fuse. This is just a stronger adhesive. I don't feel that this is as strong as the sticky strip. And I think this would be comparable to the new Stamp and Seal Plus. But I just don't have any of that because I still have tons of this stuff. So I'm going to use up what I have, which you guys should be doing too. Okay. And then I can see that's hanging off just a little. Boop. Gone. So that's our second way to add the gilded leafing, is with the glue dots. And I mean, I like this simple. Oh, I finished with the Wink of Stella. I can see it on here. I forgot that. Where is clear? Okay. So let's shake this up. Yeah, as I turned this, I thought, oh yeah, I forgot I put that on there. So clear Wink of Stella, and I'm just going inside the leaves. You could do the butterfly too, but this kind of starts to drag in the color, sort of like when you're using aqua painters or the water pens. So I'm going to avoid that brown for now because I just don't want it to, I don't want that look. There we go. Nice. I like it. A nice, simple little easy card. Quick, easy. Okay. Let's put that over here. Now the third one, I gotta tell you, this might actually be my favorite because it did not go according to plan, which seems to be the theme today. Oh, and here's the Wink of Stella I had out. Duh. So I originally wanted to use the Berry Blessings papers. I had an idea. I was going to start with this green plaid, and I wanted to use the blueberries, and it was going to be cute. Well, when I got into it, the minute I put the gold around here, I thought, oh my goodness. And when I put it back against the colors that I have, so I've got garden green and granny apple green. And then this is the plaid. So when I did the gold around the edges, I immediately thought of St. Patrick's Day, and that's when I changed my mind. This gives you a better look at what the gilded leafing looks like. And I'm going to try to get it close enough an angle. Like, I don't know if you can see in the light how it really looks textured, and that's just part of the leafing. That's just how the nature of it, how it sits on there. And I just like it. I love it in this card. This one's my favorite. Because also, I was trying to think the other day, like, I wanted to make some St. Patrick's Day cards, and I didn't have any St. Patrick's Day stamps. Like, I didn't know what I was going to do. So, problem solved. All right, so let's start with garden green card base, 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to be using my my silicone mat for this, and I'll show you why. All right, 4 by 5 1/4 Granny Apple Green, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and this is from the Berry Blessings bundle. Okay, sorry, I do need more coffee. All right, so let me sit this here. This time, to get this border, we're going to use the tear and tape. Okay, so if you have score tape, like I said, that will work. The sticky strip was it was overkill for this, and I don't recommend something like this, whether it's a stamp and seal or even your regular tape runner, because you're not going to get a consistent like line of tape. So we want to do one line at a time as far as the tape, and you want to use a silicone mat so it doesn't stick to the paper or anything really. And I'll tell you in a minute, and I'm just eyeballing this border. All right, so rip that off. Now you don't want to just flip it around, because then it'll be sticky on the back side, and when you're trying to work with it, it'll be a pain in the butt. And I know this because I did the first one. All right, so we're doing one, and then we peel it up. Okay, that is important. Otherwise, so when I made this first one, it didn't occur to me to peel the tape up after every layer. So I laid this tape down, I laid that tape down, that one, and that one. Then I started peeling it up. Hey, Sue. Then I started peeling it up, and the first one, it got caught up under this junction. Same thing over here. So then I had to go back and add more tape over top. So that's why this one looks a little bit jaggedy. But live and learn. So do one strip. So I put that on the bottom, and you'll be able to see this better when it's in front of your face. Then we're going to add another one, and I'm just trying to keep the border the same. Rip this off. And again, cut these flaps, or this excess. And then I should just make a pile right here of all this. Peel the tape up. I got little tape balls everywhere. Peel the tape up. And yeah, so I was saying, I keep forgetting to send them my reminders, and I really need to, I guess, put that on my calendar. But it is what it is. All right, third one, stick it, rip it. So if I was doing a bunch of these, I would probably set them up assembly line and do like all the, like all this one first on all of them, then peel that, and then do all this side, and then all this side. Just save some time. All right, and then last one. And I know it is hard to see. I can tell I may have not gotten that border the same. All right. It's kind of good that this is plaid, because it helps me line it up. So I know it's like straight on the paper. I just don't know if they're the same border on all sides. But we're going to find out. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to do my other announcements in between my cards. So my next bingo is going to be Sunday, May 2nd. And that is going to be the make and takes, and the prizes will be, well, the make and takes maybe not. I haven't figured those out yet. The prizes are definitely going to be new catalog stuff. So that is May 2nd. The RSVP for that, I'm going to have to make it a month early. So that will be April 1st. Because we're still in a situation with the mail taking a long time. And last time I had 2 people that, even though I mailed them 2 weeks ahead and priority, 2 people still didn't get theirs in time. So I had to scramble and figure something else out. And I was not happy about that. So this time I want 3 weeks to mail. So we're going to have April 1st as a deadline, and then that lets me cut stuff up and take a week. How does bingo work? So bingo is, I actually mail you bingo cards. So I have bingo cards that I bought from Amazon. They're paper. They're like this big. Hey, Marilyn. I send you bingo cards. We do 6 games. We play 6 games of bingo. Then we have a final bingo, which is like with the grand prize. That's like a total cover. But each game is different. So like the first one will be straight bingo. So either diagonal or up and down, whatever. Then the second ones, all the other ones, I try to make it like a different design, something fun. So, I mean, I have cards. So I have a deck of cards that's bingo cards. And I just pull them up. We do it on Zoom. So I call it and hold it in front of the camera. And you mark your cards. Everybody gets 1 bingo card for the regular games. We play 3 games. Then we take a bathroom break. Then we come back and stamp. We make 4 cards together. And all you will need to do for those is have a greeting, which I will tell you ahead of time what it is. If you don't have that same set, it's fine. Whatever fits in the pieces that I've cut out for you. So we'll stamp and assemble those together. And that really took maybe about an hour. Just because, you know, working with a group, everybody's not like working at the same speed and there's questions. Sue, what color are my nails? These are Hardy Party or Party Hardy or something. I don't know. But that took about an hour, and then we played the next 3 games. And if there are if there's 2 winners, I do a number. Like I write down a number and I say, okay, the winners, both of you pick a number between 1 and 20, and whoever's closest, that wins, because there can only be 1 winner. And then the grand prize is you can buy extra tickets for the grand prize game. This, as I'm listening to myself talk, I'm like, I need to write this down, and it sounds crazy. But the grand prize, like I said, that's a total cover, and the winner gets any Hostess benefits from orders that are placed, and they get, I had an extra stamp set to give them last time. The last winner ended up getting like, I want to say $180 worth of free stuff. So that was pretty sweet. And the prizes were all things from the catalog. So they were stamp sets, bundles. We had a couple of like the Dragonfly Garden bundle, the ice cream bundle, something else. The prizes are all dependent on how many people I get to play. The more people that are playing, the more money there is to spend on the prizes. So that's kind of how it works. You will actually get materials mailed to you. And I have to do it US only because, you know, like I can't track stuff to anywhere else. So that's the gist of it. So that is May 2nd. And RSVP will be April 1st. And it's $35 for the bingo, period. And then if you want extra cards for the final grand prize bingo only, those are $5 each. And that $5 goes into the pot for the prize, for the grand prize person, winner, whatever. So it was a lot of fun. Everybody enjoyed it, and so we're going to do it again. Okay, so back to this. I've got my tear and tape all around here, and let me get my scratch paper to hold this. So now we're just going to go and add our gold leafing and burnish it in, and we'll just work around this whole paper. Oof, and it's sticking to me. This tear and tape is stickier than I expected. Like I finally broke down and got a roll of this stuff. I mean, I had some, there's been a couple of paper pumpkin kits that they've given us, like a little mini roll of it. And, I mean, I enjoyed using that, but I guess it was just different. That didn't seem as sticky as this, and I don't know why. Oof. So can you see this start as I'm burnishing it on? We get that 3D look kind of with the leafing. I like it. I like this method of using this stuff. Not only because it seems to be the quickest, but because I think it shows more of the gilded leafing. All right. scoop some more of this stuff out. And right now we only have the gold. I have seen this on other sites where they have it in different colors. And I mean, that looks cool too. And you can mix and match them. But for now, I just like this gold. And it's kind of like a, it's not like a bright gold. I would say more of an antique-y gold looking. But it definitely flies everywhere. Look at that. And it seems like it's sticking on, I must have little glue bits and adhesive stuck on my nails, and it's definitely sticking places where I don't want it to. All right, do I have, that looks good. All right, let's file this away. And then I'm going to put the lid on this. Okay. Like I said, don't burp that, because I think it will fly everywhere. All right. And let me bring in my, this rag. What is this called? Microfiber cloth. I keep forgetting. I'm just tidying this up and getting these little extra bits off. I think I'm gonna have to take like a wet rag to my work surface, because even though I try to keep it contained, it's just like everywhere. Okay. So look, I love it. And this, yeah, definitely made me think of St. Patrick's Day. So let's go attach this to our granny apple green. And I did not have any like clover stamps or anything, but I had the heart dies. These are from, help me out here. I've used it before. It's like for Valentine, Valentine's or weddings or something. It's the hearts. So I just punched out 4 little ones, and we're going to build our own 4-leaf clover. So let me, this is just taped down. I am liking this already. All right, now for our layer. Whoops, one more thing. White for the inside. I always do that. And then actually, when we finish this card, I've got another big announcement. So don't go anywhere. Okay. Layer. I've got a, I believe this is a 2.5-inch circle. 2.5-inch circle of garden green. And this will probably be 2.25 inch. Yep. And this is, use punches or your layering circles dies, you know, whatever you have. And I emboss this with the Dainty Diamonds embossing folder. And I'm just going to do a little bit of glue. And glue that on. Okay, now to build our shamrock, it's popped up, so I don't know if you can tell that. It's popped up. I didn't want to try to pop up each individual one and glue it directly here, because that's just hard to work with. So you just need like a little scrap of garden green. This will be our base that we're going to build it on. And we're just going to start just using one glue dot in the corner and just put him like right there. Kind of get it close to the center as you can. And then we'll do another one. Now I do opposite sides. So kind of like when you're changing a tire, how you go like across and there's a pattern. You don't go in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go here and then across. Just lay it as straight as I can. And then we'll go back with these two. And you can still see some of that green peeking out, and that's why I used the same color. So it's not really obvious. But you need something to hold these together. All right. I like it. That still seems a little bit crooked, but I'm going to go with it. All right, and we're going to pop those up. So we need dimensionals. And I'm gluing this down, kind of right in the center. Now, you may notice this stamp set. Who recognizes it? Who knows what it's called? This is a goodie, an oldie but a goodie. Sue probably remembers. She knows. Let's put some dimensionals. One more. It is called Teeny Tiny Wishes. And I think it retired probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago or something. But I like it. All right, let's put that on there. And I've got I'm going to use my scrap of white. So it's just it's an Old Faithful, like all occasion greeting set. And it's one of the few that I have for St. Patrick's Day. So I'm going to make it work. All right, and I'm looking for pumpkin pie. So we've got our colors are garden green, granny apple green, and pumpkin pie. And I'm just going to hand cut this. And like I said, I re-inked my ink pad, so see the difference how dark that looks? It's going to lighten up. Hopefully quite a bit. But either way, it's fine. It's a good enough color. So I'm hand trimming this. And I'm just trying to get it straight-ish. Yeah, I noticed Gail said the same thing. Like years ago, I would have never hand cut anything. I would have gotten my little paper cutter out and made it perfect. But I don't know. Lately, I'm okay with just eyeballing it. All right, so I'm going to take this and tape it on here. Get rid of that. And again, I'm just going to hand trim around it. Trying to leave, just the same border around all of it. And pop that up. Now notice I used the gold glittered enamel dots on this. These were my last 3 of those gold glitter dots. So now I'm going to use the gilded gems. I wanted something gold. And then we'll see which one. I'm going to like both of them, I'm sure. But I may like one better than the other. All right, so we've got that on there. I love it. I love making this 4-leaf clover. And the Gilded Leafing around here, it's just, I can't stand how much I like this card. I gotta tell you. All right, so let's do a big one. And we'll do the placement the same. Big one there. And we'll go medium here-ish, and then a small one over here. I love it. So we've got a little St. Patrick's Day card. And like I said, I think this is my favorite way so far of adding the gilded leafing. And I'm sure that's just because it's like the easiest way. It's messy regardless, no matter what. But I like the looks of this. So which do you like better? The gold glittered enamel dots or the gilded gems? I like them both, but you have to pick one, left or right. Say shamrock left or shamrock right. And then I'm going to bring in the ones that we already made. Okay, so final announcement, biggest one so far. Gail and Sue and I have finally gotten our acts together, and we are collaborating on a big mega camp class, like card class, stamp camp, virtual, whatever you call it. It's going to be on a Facebook group, a private Facebook group that we'll have to invite you to. It's going to be an all-day thing. We're going to have 3 classes included that we're designing them and getting everything together now. We just had our first meeting yesterday to talk about who's doing what. That class is going to be Sunday, April 18th. And actually, I need my notes. More information. I'm going to have the flyer out with all the information this weekend, but just to give you a heads up, the mega class is going to be, like I said, April 18th. The RSVP date is going to be March 14th. So just like in a couple weeks, we don't have a ton of time to get the word out. So, we're going to post it and share it everywhere. But I mean, the dates are driven because the mail is still taking so long. We're going to have to mail everything to you. If you live local, you'll be able to pick up from either one of us. But I think most likely people are going to have to mail it, and we're going to use priority mail because there's just so much stuff. It's going to have to fit in a medium flat rate box. So the shipping's going to be like $15. But we need that much lead time to get everything ready. And we're doing this before the new catalog goes live. Just because we decided, we're going to jump in and do it. We've been wanting to do this for a long time, and it's time to just get off the pot and do it. But we are so excited. We've got so much planned, and, we all have our own style of what we make and stamp and stuff. So you're going to get to see a little bit of everybody in this class, and I know you're going to love it. Off the get, there's 18 projects included. And then there's going to be a bonus class, which will just be a PDF tutorial. And then you'll have the materials all cut and scored for you. You'll only need a greeting, and probably any greeting it will work. We're still working on the final prototypes for that. But I will tell you, let's see, it's going to be Facebook Lives. And that's why we're using a Facebook group, because you can go back and watch the videos. You don't have to be right there on time. So that's more convenient, and then we don't have to just Zoom together. You don't have to be tied down to a specific time. So more information coming on that, but it's going to be a huge mega class, and we are very excited. So look for something. We'll all be posting our info, getting the word out this weekend for sure. But yeah, happy to do that. We're very excited. So here's our cards. And let's just go over them again. Our butterfly cards, that was our no layer. And we use the glue dots to adhere that. And then we use the heat and stick powder on this one. And then this was the tear and tape. Oh, by the way, so for those that weren't here at the beginning, Leslie has donated this stamp set. So if you are interested in winning this, Heal Your Heart, if you don't already have it, comment either here on Facebook or on YouTube, do hashtag thank you Leslie, and then I'll be able to search for that and pull them all up, and I'm going to I'll put everybody's name in the spinny thing and do the drawing Sunday at 9, and then I will mail this to you. So thanks again, Leslie, for donating that. That's awesome. So that's it. Next week is going to be my, what month is it? March workshop. And actually next month, so since we're doing all this work for this mega class, I'm not going to have a class of my own in March because I just don't have time. I have to focus the next 2 weeks on everything for the class, for our mega class, our collaboration. And I really want that to go well since this is our first one. And I mean, I just can't tell you how much we're so excited about this and real happy. So that's it for today, and I can't believe, I'm sorry I went over, it's 12:15, but I will catch you next week, and you'll hear from me this weekend. So thanks. Bye.